Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So, are you ready? Finally, we're here for another week of One Piece, which means it's time to dive into the first bits of information and predictions for the highly anticipated Chapter 1, 165. And what a week to be a One Piece fan, right? Chapter 1164 left us at the peak of tension in God Valley. Kuma's sacrifice and the beginning of the most unlikely alliance in history, Garp and Roger, side by side, ready to face Rock's D. Zebek. The expectations for the end of this flashback are through the roof. Will we finally witness the legendary battle that decided the fate of the world? Will Oda surprise us once again? Well, before we dive into the main content, theories, and everything we hope to see, I need to ask for that usual favor that helps the channel a lot. If you're hyped for this chapter, don't forget to drop a like on this video right now. That tells YouTube the content is worth it. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe and most importantly, hit the notification bell so you won't miss a thing. And if you can, share this video and spread the hype to the community. All done? Then without further delay, let's get to it. The first thing we have is the editor's teaser line, and this week it's, what will the turnaround in God Valley bring? Let's analyze that. Turnaround. That's a powerful word. It already hints at two things. First, and most obvious, yes, they'll continue. Yes, we'll continue in God Valley. I know that many of you, myself included, were terrified that Oda might skip the fight between Zebek, Roger, and Garp off-screen. That would honestly be one of the biggest disappointments in the manga. But this editor's line, combined with the way Chapter 1164 ended, practically guarantees we'll see the battle, at least a significant part of it. Oda wouldn't build all this tension just to skip the fight. Second, the word turnaround suggests something unexpected is coming. It won't just be a straightforward fight, or maybe the very nature of the God Valley incident is not what we imagine. This phrase opens up so many possibilities. Speaking of fighting, let's move to the first visual clue that got everyone fired up. We have this image, a clear reference to the battle of Broly versus Goku and Vegeta in Dragon Ball Super Broly. This isn't just a hint, it's almost a confirmation of the tone of the battle. If you've seen that movie, you know it's not a tactical fight. It's pure chaos, an explosion of absurd power where two rivals, Goku and Vegeta, must unite, awkwardly at first, to stop an unstoppable force of nature, Broly. Now, bring that to One Piece. Zebek is Broly, a demonic force, pure destruction. And Garp and Roger are Goku and Vegeta, two rivals at their peak, who will probably argue mid-battle, but together are the only hope. I expect to see a lot of combined attacks. Can you imagine Garp's Galaxy Impact mixed with Roger's Kamusari? The scale of this fight has to be, at the very least, the greatest we've ever seen in One Piece. That Broly clue makes me really hyped for the choreography of this battle. Now let's move to the second hint. And this one's, well, strange. It came from the main leaker, and the clue is a dialogue. Someone says, Marco, and another replies, Polo. At first glance, it sounds like a joke, a reference to the Marco Polo game kids play in pools, blindfolded. It means someone's lost, or someone is hunting another in the chaos of God Valley. Maybe Imu is hunting someone specific. But there's a second interpretation, an old community theory that's been gaining traction. What if Marco isn't the game, but Marco the Phoenix? How could that be, you might ask? Wasn't Marco part of Whitebeard's crew long after this? Hold on, let's recap the theory. There's a strong belief that the user of the Tori Tori no Mi model Phoenix is actually the same person throughout history. That the Marco we know isn't the first user, but that the fruit's awakened power allows the user to rebirth from their own ashes, possibly losing their memories but keeping their essence. And why does that matter now? Because a few chapters ago, we saw a mysterious blonde man on Whitebeard's crew back during God Valley, one that looks a lot like Marco. Could Chapter 1165 confirm this theory? Could we see this proto-Marco fatally wounded and perhaps reborn right there in God Valley? Could the Marco Polo clue be a cryptic confirmation of that? It's a wild possibility, but with Oda, anything's possible. Personally, I'm divided, but I'd love to see it happen. Alright, now that we've covered the official hints and leaks, let's get to the part you all love most, my predictions and full script forecast for Chapter 1165. I believe, as the Broly hint suggests, that the chapter will be heavily action-focused. I'd say at least 70% of it will be the fight between Xebec, Roger, and Garp. And it won't be easy. Xebec, in his demonic mode, will give them unbelievable trouble. We'll see Roger and Garp thrown across the battlefield, saving each other, and, of course, plenty of funny interactions. Probably Garp yelling at Roger for being reckless. Meanwhile, as the main fight unfolds, we'll catch glimpses of what's happening around them. And who will be watching it all? Aimu. I predict a major moment involving Aimu. Imu isn't there just to observe. Imu is there to judge. Maybe we'll see Imu giving direct orders to the Holy Knights. Speaking of them, they've been pretty quiet lately, haven't they? Barely appearing in the last two chapters. I believe Chapter 1165 will finally show them in action, or at least Garling Figurland. And here's where another big theory fits in. The moment Garling injures Whitebeard. Remember that massive scar on Whitebeard's chest? Many fans believe Garling caused it, and this would be the perfect time to show it. Picture this. Whitebeard, exhausted from battle, maybe against Xebec or while protecting civilians, is attacked from behind by Garling, punishing a D and a traitor of the divine race. That would show how ruthless Garling is while directly linking this past to Shank's present. And last but not least, Dragon. In Chapter 1164, we saw Dragon in deep frustration, feeling weak and powerless after failing to protect Kuma and Ginny. He realized that justice or the Marines alone weren't enough. This is his turning point. I still stand by my prediction. Dragon will eat his devil fruit here in God Valley. My theory is that, amid the chaos, maybe while fleeing the Holy Knights, Dragon stumbles upon a treasure chest stolen by the Rock's pirates from the Celestial Dragons. Inside that chest, a devil fruit. Seeing the destruction around him, remembering his weakness, Dragon makes the decision that changes his life. He eats the fruit, and we might see the first glimpse of his storm or wind powers. Okay, so let's piece the puzzle together. My full prediction for the script of Chapter 1165 would be cover page. Another fan-requested cover story, something light to contrast the heavy chapter. Opening page, explosive start, demonic Xebec versus Roger and Garp, trading massive blows, conquers hockey everywhere. Interactions, Imu watching from afar with a cold expression, perhaps commenting on the D and fate. Parallel scenes, quick shots of other pirates, Big Mom, Kaido, Shiki, and Marines trying to escape or fighting among themselves. Holy Knights move, Aimu gives an order, Garling Figurland attacks. He finds Whitebeard protecting slaves and delivers the famous chest scar. Main conflict, Roger and Garp finally synchronize their attacks, landing a combined strike that actually hurts Xebec. Xebec, in turn, maybe uses the voice of all things to say something cryptic. Dragon's turning point. Dragon, furious at his weakness, finds the chest, eats the fruit, and awakens his new power. Final page. Dragon's eyes change. Violent winds begin to swirl around him as the main battle reaches its climax. End of chapter. And now, the official piece of information that comes with the spoilers. The one nobody wanted to hear, but everyone expected. Yes, it's confirmed. There will be a break next week. Yeah, it was expected. Oda-sensei gave us 3 intense chapters in a row, 1162, 1163, and 1164. And now, after 1165, he'll take a well-deserved rest. With that, we reach the 12th break of One Piece in the year 2025. Just for reference, the record for most yearly breaks was in 2023 and 2024, both with 16 breaks. Looks like we're following the same pace, which is totally understandable given the quality and density of these final arc chapters. Well, that's it, folks. Those were the first hints, the hottest theories, and my full predictions for One Piece Chapter 1165. What do you think? Will the battle against Xebec live up to the hype? Will the Marco theory be confirmed? And will Dragon eat the fruit? Leave your own theories and predictions in the comments. Let's discuss. Stay tuned here on the channel because we'll have more hints and updates in the coming days.